The space pirates Crimson Jack and Jolly are important characters in Star Wars lore. Not only are they the first villains introduced after A New Hope, but both characters are the first to expand on the criminal element concepts introduced in that movie. While the Empire is vast and oppressive over the worlds they control, its reach is limited. The Outer Rim is a lawless and uncontrolled region of the galaxy, sparsely populated and a haven for smugglers, pirates, and crime lords. These criminal factions have tendrils that reach into the very heart of the Empire, providing goods and services that cannot be obtained otherwise. The Empire itself taps into those resources when it is prudent, like when Darth Vader employs bounty hunters to pursue the Millennium Falcon in The Empire Strikes Back. It is in this underworld that characters like Crimson Jack and his second-in-command, Jolly, operate and thrive. Crimson Jack is not your typical pirate. As shown in Star Wars No. 12, after the first major rebel victory over the Empire, Jack and his crew come across a badly damaged Star Destroyer. The craft is sparsely manned, and Jack's crew is able to fight their way aboard the larger ship and gain control. Rather than strip the craft and sell off the useful parts, Jack sees a bigger opportunity. He instead obtains financial backers like Jabba the Hutt to help repair and operate the larger ship, which he then uses to spearhead his piracy. Battling a Star Destroyer and a fleet of smaller fighters is foolhardy, and in the possession of Jack's pirate gang, it is a powerful deterrent to any vessel attempting to flee. Jack is clearly an educated man whose ambitions extend beyond piracy, as he reveals to Han Solo, but Jolly's background is less hopeful. Her father, a fugitive from the Empire, abandons her mother and her on a backwater planet in the Outer Rim after he is found by the Empire. As her mother begs her dad to take them with him, he tells them, "Forget it, woman. You're not good enough." Shortly afterwards, her mother is killed by strafing TIE fighters, leaving Jolly an orphan. This pivotal moment in her life goes on to define her character as she grows up and becomes a pirate in the employment of Crimson Jack. Jolly carries a chip on her shoulder against men and a constant need to prove herself. Star Wars No. 7 is the first Marvel comic after the 6-issue movie adaptation. The story, titled New Planets, New Perils, follows Han Solo and Chewbacca as they leave the Rebel base on Yavin 4. Shortly after taking to the stars in the Millennium Falcon, Han and Chewie are captured by the pirate Crimson Jack. Han and Jack are old acquaintances, but since Han last saw him, Jack has acquired the Star Destroyer and leads a sizable pirate gang. In exchange for their lives and freedom, Han and Chewie are forced to give Jack the treasure they received from rescuing Princess Leia. From the start, Jolly, Crimson Jack's second-in-command, wants to just kill Han Solo and be done with it. She questions why Jack freed Han instead of killing him, and Jack says, "One day soon, we may again encounter Mr. Solo and his furry friend when they have another interesting cargo. That will hardly be true if we eliminate them, will it?" This foreshadows their return 4 issues later in Star Wars No. 11. Titled Star Search, this issue is the first part of a 5-part story arc that will see our heroes reunite for the first time since A New Hope. Han Solo and Chewbacca are leaving Abdullah III after defeating Sergi X Aragontis and his Cloud Riders when Jack's Star Destroyer intercepts them. Han reasons correctly the pirates must have planted a tracer on board the Millennium Falcon. A tractor beam hauls the Falcon aboard the larger craft where Han and Chewie are greeted by Jack, who surprisingly is holding Princess Leia captive. Jack knows that Leia is a rebel and plans to ransom her to the Rebel Alliance. Needing Leia's cooperation, Jack orders Jolly and his men to kill Han and Chewie to demonstrate his seriousness, but before they do, Han tells Jack that he is able to get more treasure, but needs Jack and his Star Destroyer. This is why he let the Falcon be captured again. Jack is skeptical, but his greed wins out. Later, in the Master's quarters, the group has just finished a meal, and Jolly knows Han is bluffing. She tells Jack to let her kill Han. A now anxious and impatient Jack asks for proof that Han can deliver on the treasure. Han, improvising, tells Jack that he and the princess are romantically involved. Princess Leia is able to use this to manipulate events so that Han and Jack work together to travel to the Drexel system, the last known location of Luke Skywalker. Leia lies and tells Jack that is the location of the rebel treasure. As Jolli leads Leia to a detention cell, she and Leia talk, and Jolli's hatred of not just Han, but men in general, is apparent. Meanwhile, on the bridge, Han is able to convince Jack that Chewie needs to link the Star Destroyer's computer systems with the Falcon's because the Falcon has more detailed star charts they need to reach the Drexel system. In Star Wars number 12, titled Doom World, Jack recounts to Han how he acquired the Star Destroyer and confides in Solo his ambitions beyond pirating. As they are talking, Jolli is fighting with some of the male pirate crew, and Jack is able to calm her down. Chewie finishes linking the two computers and joins Han, Jack, and Jolli on the bridge of the Star Destroyer. They had just emerged from hyperspace, but the Drexel system has a single planet that is covered entirely with water, and Jack now doubts the treasure is there. He and Jolli draw blasters on Han. Crimson Jack and Jolli only appear on one page of Day of the Dragon Lord in Star Wars number 13. On the bridge, Jack is holding a blaster on Han Solo, while Jolli is retrieving Princess Leia from the detention cell. Before Leia is brought to the bridge, however, the Star Destroyer loses power as it enters orbit above the water planet. Han and Chewie are able to escape from the bridge while Leia is able to evade Jolli. The trio meet up and fight their way to the Falcon and escape the Star Destroyer to the planet below. The Sound of Armageddon in Star Wars number 14 only has a brief one-page appearance by Crimson Jack and Jolli. Jack's Star Destroyer is being jammed from the surface of the waterworld, disrupting its drive system. Jack is furious at Han and realizes there is no treasure. Jolli briefs Jack on Han, Chewie, and Leia's escape and notifies him they sabotaged their fighters. The issue ends with the threat on the water planet defeated by our heroes. A caption on the final panel reads, "But Han Solo is staring at the sky, deep in thought about a great battlecruiser which may still be there, and its master, Crimson Jack." Star Duel in Star Wars number 15 is the conclusion of Crimson Jack and Jolli's story. The Star Destroyer is now freed from the jammer on the waterworld, and Jack is intent on getting revenge on Han Solo. He has ordered his crew to scan the surface of the water planet for the Millennium Falcon, while Jolli is able to repair 3 of their fighter craft. Jack, knowing Jolli wanted to kill Han from the start, tells her, "Now is your chance." Jolli takes one of the fighter craft, a Y-wing fighter, to the surface of the planet and begins shooting the Millennium Falcon floating in the water. The heroes board the Falcon and take off quickly, with Jolli in hot pursuit. They leave the planet's atmosphere, but are being attacked by all 3 pirate fighters while the Star Destroyer deploys its tractor beam. Interestingly, one of the pirate fighters is a TIE bomber. The ship was designed during the production of A New Hope, but is not seen on screen until The Empire Strikes Back, making this issue the first appearance of this Imperial fighter craft. Jolli flies her Y-wing too close to the Falcon, and they collide, badly crippling both ships. The Star Destroyer heads toward the Falcon, and Jack broadcasts his intent to destroy it, killing all aboard. Han relays back to Jack he needs to check his Navi computer on the larger spaceship. Jack's crew checks and tells Jack that all the star charts on their Navi computer have been wiped clean, revealing Chewbacca's handiwork. Jack is beyond furious at this news. Despite his anger, Jack agrees to meet Han in space between the 2 spacecraft to exchange chart tapes for a part the Millennium Falcon needs. Jack's crew tells him Jolli is asking for help, but Jack dismisses them, saying, "Tell our little Spitfire she'll have to make it on her own, if she's good enough," which Jolli overhears. At the exchange point, Han and Jack begin shooting at each other while members of Jack's crew depart the destroyer to join the fray. Just then, Jolly's Y-Wing roars into view and blasts the other pirates and begins firing on the Star Destroyer. As Jack is distracted, Han shoots Jack in the back, killing him. This is the same Han Solo that shoots Greedo dead in the cantina in Mos Eisley. In Star Wars number 28, Han Solo pays his debt to Jabba, and the bounty on Han's head is lifted. This doesn't coincide with how The Empire Strikes Back begins, though. To fix this, in Star Wars number 37, the issue before The Empire Strikes Back adaptation was scheduled to begin, Jabba the Hutt finds Crimson Jack's now derelict Star Destroyer. On seeing the destroyed ship that he is invested in, Jabba, visibly angry, reinstates the bounty. This sets the stage for the events of The Empire Strikes Back. I do want to point out that Jabba is not depicted as the slug-like creature we see in Return of the Jedi. I'll address that in a future video. I read these issues as a child, and they are still entertaining. It could be nostalgia speaking, but Crimson Jack and his second-in-command Jolly were great adversaries for our heroes. Jack is a mostly even-keeled thinking villain, although he does have bouts of anger, while Jolly is pure rage and hate. Having Jack command his pirate gang from the bridge of a Star Destroyer enhances their story and makes them both truly memorable and classic characters of the Legends era. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe so I can bring you more content. And please leave a comment below.